Hello and welcome to another episode of Jobless Weebs. My name is Marco, the real Mexican.
And I'm Brian.
How are you, Brian?
Doing pretty good. I was playing a lot of a visual novel, Chaos Head Noah, and it's really interesting.
There's an anime of that as well, too.
There
right?
is. There is actually, yes. Which I have not seen yet. Even though I'm a huge fan of Steins Gate, they're kind of like involved with a whole series. It's called Science Adventures, and there's 3 of them.
Wait, is it kind of like
sure.
in the same universe?
Same universe.
Really?
Yes. Robotics Note is the other one.
Okay. I don't think I've heard that one. Like Steins Gate? Yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Steins Gate. Oh, one of my all-time favorites. So yeah, I've been playing that visual novel, Chaos Head Noah, and I also recently got the Fate Stay Night official release,
Nice.
which is on Steam. So
Nice.
it's official. Woo! So I'm glad that I officially got it, and kind of actually officially contribute and
Yeah.
have that, which is nice. I like seeing things.
Well, I think that a lot of times anime fans start off on the pirate side of it. And
Sure.
there's nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of anime fans started back in high school, so that's a lot of times when they were not
most
making
definitely.
money.
Yeah.
So now, I don't know about the new generations, so that makes me feel old as heck. But
right.
it's like, now that I have
Yeah.
the money, I can now contribute to the stuff that I like.
Yes.
And that's what I'm doing with my figurines, with the light novels that I bought, and all of that. It's like,
and you actually feel a part of it.
You can feel also like a sense of accomplishment.
Yes. Yes.
It's nice.
So true. Yeah. How's your week?
It's been pretty chill. It's not gonna be pretty chill. The next ones.
Ooh, yeah, you'll be real busy.
Yeah, a lot of plans in life and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Some changes we'll see.
Yeah, some changes. Hopefully they'll be good.
Oh yes, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we can just go ahead and say it. Next Jobless Weebs episode is gonna be the season finale, and we're not gonna be here like this. This is the second to last episode. We're recording on this studio / my room / my office / the Beat Saber studio / Okay, no, I think that's it.
That's it.
Too many slashes.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll be moving to I wouldn't say an actual studio, but it would be better fitted for it.
Definitely.
I'm just excited because I also feel like I have a little sense of accomplishment of like, I'm gonna go up now.
Nice.
Which it sounds fun. Other
Yeah.
than that, and I've been with watching some anime, reading some of the upcoming manga,
Oh yes.
cringing a little bit with a few of them,
Oh yeah.
cringing a lot with a lot of them.
With a lot of them. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, actually, I was gonna tell you
Oh yeah.
earlier in the week I finished the manga for Fable. Or
Oh
Fable.
yeah.
I don't know how you pronounce it.
Fable.
Yeah,
Yes.
Fable. Like this, this hitman that is just supposed to live like a normal life. Like right now, it's still the anime is animation, but dude, such a piece of art. Like I was reading, some of the upcoming manga or animes that are gonna come out next season, and I just ended up really intrigued with Fable's last episode, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna sleep. Like I cannot sleep. I need answers. And
Oh wow. All right.
and I finished it, and dude, such a good story. It's like such a great story. Like there were, like I'm not kidding. There were a few couple panels that I was laughing like crazy. And it's not a
Nice.
comedy. It's not a
Really?
comedy anime,
Well,
but
right.
like
From
there's
what I
some parts where they
remember.
just like throw some jokes, or like
Mm.
they're not even jokes, because it's just like panel, like drawings and of sequences of
Mm.
funny things that are happening, and you just start laughing, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
that never happened before with me. And like, yeah, Fable,
Wow. That's
like
incredible.
if you have not checked out the anime, check out the anime.
Oh yes, it has a funny first couple episodes. I did
Yeah,
watch.
yeah,
Like,
and this so I guess the anime is covering the first part. There are two parts to Fable. Like both of them
Okay.
are completed.
Hmm.
And oh man, such a great story.
Wow.
Like the world building, it's not very complex, but it has many characters that are like, their stories kind of like are interconnected.
Mm.
And it's just writing done right.
Nice. Wow.
They
Yeah.
like they ended up using a few cliches that they don't feel like cliches, unlike some other pieces of
Oh
of
yeah.
manga that make it really obvious.
I see.
So yeah, that was great.
Wow, that's
But
amazing.
for today we have the long waited episode,
Oh yeah.
my garbage anime.
Here we are. We're finally here.
Yeah. Yeah, the anime that we're going to talk about today, it's called Midori Days.
Oh boy.
Or Midori no Hitori, I think it's called in Japanese.
Okay. Yes.
And oh man, this is I don't know, it's great. So it's based off a manga. The manga, the manga is also over. It has 5 chapters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I read it once right after I finished the anime the first time around.
Oh, I see. Yes.
But
it's definitely garbage anime though.
It is garbage.
Yeah.
But this is like A5 grade garbage anime. So
yes,
like,
yes. Because it has a really great main plot, like a really great story that wraps up nicely in the anime. I haven't read the manga myself, but when I watched it, I had a blast with it. Oh, it was so funny.
Yeah, the manga just delves a little more into a few characters, and they just skipped a few characters, so some characters are never introduced, which they're not really relevant to the plot. So yeah, it works out. Let's just start from the beginning, because this is one heck of a story.
It sure is. Yeah.
It's like those times when the only thing you have is your writer.
Oh yes. Demon by Dad.
This is a PG. This is a PG podcast. We wanna keep it PG.
Yes.
So so yeah, kind of like a disclaimer.
For sure.
The one that you might find out there, it's a little bit edgy. So yeah, that I mean, that's part of the garbage part.
Oh sure.
But at the same time, and I'm gonna sound like a total degenerate right now, but it was the edgy part, not just because of like, oh, we want to throw edgy parts and fan service like a lot of animes are doing right now, or just like, oh yeah, fan service, let's throw some cute girls and
and particular shots.
Yeah, in particular shots. Yeah. In questionable angles.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, and this one, they kind of just blended in a way that it's like, oh, it's an actual accident, or or it's kind of like something that it's in a way culturally acceptable, like the onsen episode.
Oh yes, at the hot spring. That's right.
So yeah, just be aware of that.
Definitely.
We're not gonna put clips of that because we were just cleared of a YouTube strike. I don't want another one. So.
Yes. Oh yes, that's fair.
So, anyways, yeah, let's start with it. Yeah. From the beginning, we have we have a girl.
Yeah.
And the girl is looking at a boy, and from there it cuts to a boy. The boy, he's a blonde guy. His name is Seiji Sawamura. and he is
He's a delinquent.
yeah, he's a delinquent.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
your
Through and
standard
through.
delinquent, your standard anime delinquent.
Yeah.
But you know, my boy is looking for love.
Oh yes, yeah.
Or actually, he's looking for a girl.
For a girl, yeah, because we see him confess to this girl right away, and she's like sweating bullets. She's like, no, like
She feels intimidated.
she feels intimidated, and yeah, he's rejected. And I think he says, oh, like I was rejected 20 times, and so like he's trying. But he's a delinquent, so
You know,
everybody's aware.
He's a
of
master
aware.
at
Yeah.
what not to do.
When exactly.
asking out a girl.
Exactly. Another thing we could say is he's also pure-hearted. Well, of course he's delinquent, but he's also he's a really okay guy when you really get to know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really noble guy.
Yeah.
He's pretty infamous because he's a delinquent and he has his demon right hand, which we will touch more on that. All in all, the only reason of why he gets in fights is because he just stands up for himself and for his friends.
Yeah.
But he's pretty infamous in his school. He's the standard delinquent, doesn't want to learn and stuff. So he's ostracized. And he's okay with it. Or at least he doesn't care.
He does.
But he's still like, oh, I'm 17 years old or 16 years old and I need a girlfriend. I was like, I really, really wish that I could have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then he hears a voice. He's like, really?
What? And he starts freaking out because he heard it close by. In his room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we see him freaking out, like he's going like this. He's running around. But we start to notice that there's like green at his right hand, where his right hand should be. And we as the audience were like, what the heck is going on? And then he hears the voice again and he's freaking out. He's like going around and around trying to figure it out. And he hits a cat when he goes out of his house. Yep.
Poor little cat is abused the entire series.
Yeah, entire series. Oh, hilarious. And come to find out, his right hand turned into a girl.
Every Weebs, almost every Weebs dream.
Oh yeah.
He can date his hand now.
No. Oh no.
I mean, I'm just thinking like the author was like, man, like I really need to have like this pitch to like Shonen Jump or to like the manga editorial is like.
Mm-hmm. What's a good idea? Oh, that's a good idea.
Huh. Yeah. I'm gonna call you. So well, he doesn't start dating his right hand, as weird as it sounds, but and we're never given the reason as to why the girl, her name is Midori, she ended up there, and she is not wearing any clothes, so she is just covering. But after the freaked out time happened, he's like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I don't know, I just got here, but you know what, I'm okay because I like you, Seiji. And Midori is really this really outgoing girl, really bubbly, really happy, really energetic, and she's really excited for the fact that she is close to Seiji.
Yeah, and she's just like, really chill with it. It blows my mind. When I first saw this, I was like really weirded out because that's a weird situation. All in all.
Yeah, Seiji doesn't like that his good hand, that the hand that for punching.
Right.
It's now a girl
and stuff.
So he's forced to wrap Midori up with some bandages, and everyone thinks that he used his hand to destroy a car or to
Oh yes.
almost hit to death some other people, and that's why he got hurt. And he's like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
But still, some like we see some other delinquents from other schools. We actually don't see them a lot in the in the anime, because that was really not part of the plot.
Mm-hmm.
But some of these delinquents end up going to the school, and he's like, no, you know what, like, as long as I keep myself away from them, it's like they can do all the ruckus they want. Until one of the girls from Seiji's class decides to give them a piece of her mind, and her name is Ayase.
Yes. Yeah.
And it doesn't end well for her.
No, they start basically dragging her along, and like one of them slaps her, and she's being dragged along, and she looks behind and she sees nobody is helping her. So everybody is like really intimidated by these delinquents, and they're like almost out of the school grounds. But then Seiji, he comes along and he totally knocks out those guys. He beats them up, and then of course she sees him doing that, but she was really scared that she would be taken away, basically. But now she notices him. Oh, and she's his classmate, and next door, like, desk mate too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, she goes all tsundere.
Yep.
It's like, oh, yeah, everything happened because of you. And he's like, well, I didn't save you. Like, like they were just annoying me. And then again, one of his friends, one of Seiji's friends, keeps getting into trouble. And Seiji goes to save him, and he does what a man does, and he just takes the punches like a real champ.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, you know what? Like, he just tells his friends, like, don't be an idiot. And I guess we also skipped the part of the girls at his house.
Oh yes,
that was part of the first episode.
Him. That's right. Yeah, that was early on too.
But yeah, in this second episode, and Ayase was there, and she starts to see Seiji in a new light, that he's not your standard delinquent. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And she starts having some ducky moments.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know, I felt kind of bad for her.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It's like you always feel a little bad for the rejected heroine.
Yes. Oh.
That's something that I kind of noticed on this recent anime, that it's
the too many losing heroines. Oh, I love that one. Oh yes.
Like, that just made me realize, it's like, there are two kinds of girls. the usurpers and the
yes
and the childhood friends kind.
Yeah.
But
oh gosh.
But yeah. Anyways, all of this is episodic, and funny enough, these all of these drama happens, I think, in a time frame of like 2 months.
Oh yes.
Because until the very last episode on Midori's diary,
yes,
it says that everything started on October 20, and I think
and it goes to
December 5th or something like that.
Yeah.
So it
couple months.
It wasn't that very long time, but all of it's pretty episodic, but has a good continuity.
Yeah.
Because on the next episode, episode number 3, we're introduced to Seiji's old sister.
Yeah. And she is quite the riot. She is another delinquent back in her high school days, and she drinks a lot. She's so funny.
Yeah, because she doesn't live with Seiji, but she goes every now and then
Mhm.
to Seiji's place to steal his money that
Yep.
that his parents send him.
Oh yes, that's right. Oh my gosh,
and, and
what a terrible sister.
she gets freaked out when she
Oh
finds
yeah.
out about Midori.
Yep. She sees his right hand, which is Midori. Oh my. Yeah. And she loses it. It's so funny. Man.
Yeah. On that same episode, we also have the onsen episode.
Ah.
You know, where Seiji's sister invites her old gang,
Yeah.
a bunch of biker guys, and they just go to the onsen.
Yeah.
They get super drunk. Even this is like all the minions start doing really dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, that doesn't impress me. If you want to impress me, do this.
Oh yeah, they were trying to show her like tricks and stuff. Yeah, and they just think nothing of it. They think it's another trick. Oh my gosh.
At the onsen,
Mhm.
Midori and Seiji's sister, they have kind of like a heart-to-heart conversation.
Yeah.
And we learn a little bit more about Seiji, how
Oh yes.
he's actually a nice kid.
Yeah. When he was young, we see this flashback. When he was young, he was bullied and, taken advantage of. But we see the sister come in and well, also beat him up.
Yeah.
but trying
That's
to.
how you form character, Brian.
That's right. Yeah, get beat up by your family. And she teaches him how to fight and get tougher. And
And hypnotizes him.
oh, he is.
He's like, this is your demon right hand.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah. And so it gets to the point where he can stand up to his bullies and he starts fighting instead. And he kind of wins. Poor kid. But yeah, he gets the bill for the hot spring, and it's blown out of proportion because everybody was trashing the place. So great. But yeah, we see him. He was a nice kid. He was brought up by his sister, and yeah, so we see that. The next episode, episode 4, they go to the otaku shop for all the figurines and the clothing, because for some reason they think, like for Midori they need more clothes for her, and so this is the best spot for her to get clothes in her size, since she's about yay tall or yay big. Yeah,
I think she's like 30 centimeters or something like that. So
yes,
she's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and don't ask me why I know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I actually found a Midori doll on eBay.
Oh, really? Oh, no way. Okay.
Didn't buy it though. Didn't buy it.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Was thinking though, but
yes.
So yeah, on this shop, he kind of gets discovered that he has a doll. Not Midori, but that he has something in his right hand.
Yeah.
And he get discovered by one of his classmates, which is so weird.
Yeah,
because he's like, "What do you have there?" And it's like, "Oh, I didn't know you were like me." And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not like you, you creep."
Yes. Yeah. Oh, so
good. But yeah, it's like this dude ends up having a misunderstanding that Midori is a foreign doll.
Yeah.
With kind of like an AI to like sneeze.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do a lot of things.
Yeah. 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 Oh, so funny. And this character, he's Taka Mizawa. But yeah, he's just a total otaku. So he basically also like gets into his business with Midori, and basically like starts planning on like, Midori's gonna wear these clothes. She's gonna like get dressed up, and he starts taking pictures of her in like a little set or something in the flower bed. But yeah, he's totally like all in his business.
He's even making like a web page.
Oh yes, he made a webpage. Yep.
An early OnlyFans.
Oh gosh.
And my daddy is like, oh wow, and Seiji's like, really, girl?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, this is bad. We shouldn't be doing this. And Takanisawa, he's being hardcore. With what he likes, and he wants Midori to use this bikini.
Oh yeah.
And Seiji says like, okay, no, and he just casually performs a German suplex on him.
Yep.
Changing his personality of the dude.
Yeah.
He's like, how hard do you have to be hit on the head for your personality to change?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so funny. So good.
But yeah, next episode, it's when Seiji accidentally gets drunk, or not drunk, but he drinks his sister's alcohol and he just passes out.
Yeah. And
Midori's
has a really tough time doing some of the things like in the house. People keep coming over. She's like, oh no.
And Seiji's looking like a freaking zombie. Like,
oh yeah. Yep. Oh my gosh.
But this causes her to cut a fever.
Yeah.
And now Seiji, this is one of the things that I liked about the story is that the character development is like, it's garbage anime, but we still have character development. So
yes,
that's why it's high grade garbage anime. Because from the get go, you cannot believe, and I think we also skip some parts in which Seiji went to meet the actual Midori.
Oh yes,
at her house.
That's right. Yeah.
But he's constantly being told like, oh yeah, no, the lady has been looking at you for the past 3 years or so, but she's really shy and stuff, and he's like. Like, really? Like shy? Like quiet?
Because she's totally nothing like that. Yeah. So we see a little bit more like of Midori, how she usually is. She's a lot more quiet. She's a lot more shy and standoffish, I guess you could say, even. But yeah, totally different as his right hand.
Yeah. After Seiji takes care of her cold, and he's starting to feel attached to her.
Yeah.
As like, what?
Like everyday things. She's starting to do a lot of things like cooking. She does a lot of like sewing and knitting things.
Taking notes.
Taking notes too.
While he's sleeping, which that's helpful.
Yes, very helpful. Yeah. So yeah, just like normal everyday activities. She helps him, and she's getting really adept at all these things. So yeah, for him, he starts getting used to that.
On the next episodes, the other thing is that we also have character development for some of the secondary characters.
Oh, yes. For Ayase?
For Shiori.
Oh, yes. Shiori.
The grade schooler. Because this grade schooler keeps teasing Seiji.
Yep.
And Seiji is like, okay, yeah, you're a kid. Yeah. That's fine. But the family situation of the girl, it's weird. Yeah. Because his father just recently married a new woman, so after I think her mom died, and
for her, she's not used to having another woman like in her life. So yeah, it's a really touching moment, but we definitely see the tension between them and the rocky relationship that they have. But with
And the
Seiji.
idiot sister trying to
Oh yes.
trying to give advice to
Shiori. And try to seduce Seiji. Yep. Oh, it's fantastic.
The
It's
idiot
great.
like,
Wow.
yeah, don't grow up to be that kind of adult.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh.
But you know, Seiji helps Shiori to kind of
Yeah.
reconcile
Yeah.
with her stepmother. And at least in the anime, we don't see actually a lot more of her afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we have another episode. I think right after that, it's Ayase's
Yes.
time now.
Yeah.
That she's going on the offensive.
Oh yeah.
Like
she's trying to make him notice that she likes him and all that stuff. But she has so many delusions. It's hard for her to express what she's feeling. Is that when they go on the date?
Yep.
They go on the date, and it's the movie date, so it's where she's trying to make him realize, like, you know, like, this is a scary movie. So she tries to like hug him, hold his hand, but it doesn't go right for her. Of course, Midori is his right hand, so when she tries to hold his hand, it backfires because she's not holding his hand, she's holding Midori. And, oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, until Seiji ends up like grabbing the hand of like the guy next
the
to
guy.
him. You're like, okay.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
Even then, like Ayase is like not giving up. She's like, hey, let's go to my house. Like, there's no one there. I can cook something. And he's like,
right.
Okay, yeah. And Midori is like
getting the hint. Oh my god.
Like, Seiji, like, do you know what this means? It means that we're eating for free and we don't have a lot of money, so let's go.
Let's go. Oh my gosh.
And she's even planning like all of these to like, oh, Ayase, you can cook. I really, really, really love you. And like, oh, Seiji cook.
Yeah.
I was really, really, you know, and like these gag manga style delusions.
Oh, it's so fantastic.
But you know, she ends up getting surprised after she took a bath. But you know, Seiji, like a gentleman.
Oh yes.
Just like put her on her bed and and she's like, wait, wasn't I?
Yeah, it's all red. Oh yes.
On the next episode, we have a little bit more of character development on Midori's, or actually we figure out a little bit more on her, of the real Midori, you know, because on this episode it's when Seiji hits the right hand.
Oh yeah.
And Midori, you know, for some reason she is at Seiji's place.
Yep.
And you know, all her clothes are at Seiji's place. So you know, it probably was easy to see it as like, yeah, it was Midori's dream.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah, we see a lot of the issues of like being the right hand, but on Seiji's side now. And I think it's interesting how this episode shows Midori trying to go through her life and trying to like hide Seiji this time. Because it's like, you know, she tries to do certain things with her hand, but it's of course not her hand. So we see him like being hid by Midori. But yeah, it's kind of interesting flip to what's usually going on.
But yeah, Midori, she ends up finding a classmate, and this is the part that I was talking about, that Midori in this part, she's really reserved.
Yes.
And you know, she's not wanting to say things until she receives the push from Seiji saying like, yeah, you know what, like, say whatever you want to say to her. And then that's when she wakes up, and you know, she's still the right hand. Again, for the next episode, then it's really close to the comitek, and Takanisawa he was hit by a volleyball in an earlier episode, and he was really close to remembering who he was again.
Oh yeah.
And then he remembers Midori and starts making a profit again out of Midori
yes.
by making a bunch of Midori dolls and selling them on the comitek.
Oh gosh. Yep. What a guy. What a guy. Yeah.
And then they just start selling all the dolls, and Midori is also like advertising them, and everyone is like, "Oh my gosh, I want one." And then after they've been sold out, like a dude arrives, is like, "I'll give you 500,000 yen for that doll." and Seiji is like, "No, she's mine."
And everyone is flabbergasted. They're like, "Wow, you're the god of figurines." That was a funny one. Yeah.
And through all of these episodes, it is funny how Midori is always like, "Oh, Seiji-kun, I like you a lot," and daisuki, and Seiji, he's still
he's really really aloof to that.
Yeah,
he doesn't really take her seriously, even when she is making him the scarf. He notices that, but then he says, "Oh, I really wish a girl would make me a scarf, and then I would notice her, and have a girlfriend and all that stuff." So he doesn't really see Midori as a girl at this point. He only sees her as he takes her for granted.
Yeah. Which is kind of understandable.
Sure.
He's like, "You're my right hand."
Your right hand, yeah. And you never really knew her beforehand either.
Episode 10. It's actually not that relevant. He's just invited to a mixer.
Yeah.
And Ayase is there, but she's disguised.
Yes. So he won't recognize
she sees the creep side of Seiji.
Oh yes.
With the pokey game. He's like,
"Oh yeah," and she's like, she runs away, "Not like this." Yep. So yeah, she's a little torn with that situation. But yeah, he's still characterizes as any girl. He's down.
On the next episode, we are introduced to Kota. He's Midori's childhood friend, and he's just really concerned that Midori is in that state because
not waking up.
You're not waking up. Doctors have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
Midori's mom, I don't know if this happens on this episode or the next one, but Midori's mom has started to pretty much called out all sort of shady people
all the
to wake her up.
Witch doctors,
and Kota just decides to take matter into his hands and goes to see Seiji and tells her "Oh yeah, there's this girl that she likes you a lot, but she's not awake, and it's been days." And he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry buddy, I cannot help you."
Can't help. Oh, what a guy.
And Kota is like, yeah, so sorry for the weird request, I'll see you around. And after he sees the mom doing this shady stuff, he's like, "I'll go talk with Sage again."
Oh yeah.
And then he gets in trouble because this guy is like, "Oh, you're Sage's friends, right?" What do you mean? "Well, because you are delinquents."
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. And so he gets kidnapped.
Yep.
Yeah. It gets taken away, and then they're deciding what to do. And Seiji, he shows up. And he's like, "You guys, if you're gonna pick on me, let's actually fight." So he fights them.
He rescues Kota. Kota actually spots Midori.
Yes.
And he just tells us like, hey, go back. Like, I don't know how this happened, but let's go back. And Midori,
yes.
she's still, reluctant to coming back
Definitely.
because there are things that she just doesn't feel comfortable yet going back.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the reasons was because she probably didn't think that she was gonna change.
Oh,
especially because the both Midoris that we have are
yeah,
in complete opposite sides of the spectrum.
oh yes, and because it's very circumstantial with her, she's only this way with Seiji at the time because she is the right hand. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that we kind of see her realize she knows herself that she won't be changed if she goes back.
Yeah. And for like the 100th time, she
yep.
confesses her love to Seiji.
Yep.
And I like the anime, but I actually liked a little more the manga. On this part,
yeah,
because on this part, she was telling him like, hey, when you tell me that you love me or that you like me, even if it's a lie, I just want to hear you say it. And Seiji is like, Seiji is like, no, it's like, no, not yet. It's like, I'm not ready, and because on the anime he's like,
oh yes, yeah, he couldn't quite say it. Yeah
on the. And after all of that, like on the anime, Midori is like writing on her diary and saying like, yeah, you know what, like I guess this is it, like I think it's been enough. And then the next day, she disappeared, and Seiji has his right hand. On the manga though, they kind of have like a heart-to-heart conversation. And I think it's at night. And Seiji ends up telling her that he likes her, and right after she disappears.
Oh no way!
At that moment, it's like you see her, and the next panel you see his hand, and it's like, holy crap!
Oh,
so yeah, I think it was a little more heart wrenching on the manga than on the anime. In that part.
I totally agree. Yeah, because the anime, it's the next day, and she's not there. Yeah. Fascinating. Very fascinating.
We're skipping some parts with some of the side characters. I guess just something funny to mention.
Oh yeah.
It's Takanisawa's next interaction is when he tells Seiji that he likes a girl.
Oh, okay.
And that girl is like really cute and fragile.
Yeah.
And
then
Seiji is like, no, like, no, like, just look at you. You're you. Like, no. Like, why don't you dress up as a delinquent so that she's grossed out and she's delighted? And the guy is like trying to intimidate her, and the girl ends up being a freaking delinquent
with herself. Yep.
But yeah, so I just wanted to mention that because I thought that was one of the funny scenes.
It's a funny part, yeah. Very, very
but yeah, after Midori disappears, Seiji pretty much goes back to his roots, if you will.
Yeah, he does his normal stuff. He goes get some adult magazines, and he starts fighting
he's
again.
Like way long overdue.
His demon right hand. Yep. It's like everything went back to normal for him, or he back to his old ways. But for Midori, we see her.
She also went back to her old ways.
Yeah, she's a very quiet girl. She's very timid. But yeah, I think it's a great part though when they go and they meet up, and she tells him, she's always looked at him for all this time, and it's a great confession. But before then, we see the other side character, Ayase. She goes up to Seiji and confesses her love. And we as an audience, we're like, oh, finally, because she was also kind of like Midori, where she's timid and not really forthright with her feelings, but we see her get rejected by Seiji.
Yeah, because Seiji is like, I've been with someone this whole time, and now she's gone.
And I feel that.
So you like her?
Yeah.
No, it's not like. It's just feel a hole in my chest.
So
that's love, you idiot.
Yep.
He's like, oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, because the other thing is that Midori has no recollection of the past 2 months.
Yeah.
But still, Kota tells her like, hey, I think you should just like go do it. Like, go for it. Like, maybe you will not know the answer, but just freaking do it. And this is kind of like the very climax scene.
Yeah.
That they go to a park in a cliff where she's looking for him, but she doesn't seem to find him. Yeah. But then they find each other, and yeah, in this part she's like, hey, Midori, like, you don't know this, but I've been looking at you
for years now,
for the past 3 years, and I like you. And, and
finally does it.
And the dude pulls a Han Solo.
Yep.
He's like, I know.
Yep. I know. Oh my goodness.
But then he's like, no, I've been looking like you too, and it's like, and from there, that's kind of like roll the credits.
That's right. Yeah. It's a great. I liked it because it wasn't very cliche.
It was a short, concise.
It was a short confession. It was a very concise confession. Yeah.
And even though it was episodic, they kept this flow of events.
Yeah.
And they didn't make it boring, even though it's sometimes really easy to go into kind of like monotony and some boring parts with slice of life.
Right.
But yeah, with this type of love story, it was in a way easier because the boy and the girl were most of the time together. Because some of the times, like, yeah, boy meets girl, but the girl is really shy and she's tries to avoid contact with boy, or the same with boy. And in this one is like, well, boy and girl need to be together and to coexist and to drive the plot even further. So
it was a very unique way of doing that.
So yeah, it was a nice story. Some of the parts that we missed in the manga is that a few delinquent girls turn Kota into their toy, pretty much.
No.
They start like making him wear like girls' clothes. And they're like, oh, you look so cute.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the few things that we missed.
Oh boy, what a thing. Yep. Yeah. Wow, that fits right in with it though. What a garbage anime.
This has all the elements of the garbage anime.
It does.
But yeah, it's such a good story.
Yes, it is a good story.
Like,
yeah.
This is fine dining garbage.
That's right. Yeah.
This is like garbage from a 3-star Michelin restaurant, not like McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic! Wow.
Oh, but yeah. I, like if you haven't seen Midori Days, go watch it.
Yeah,
like
it's worth
again,
a watch.
Just be aware of the etchy parts.
Yes.
Or again, like I'm sounding like a degenerate, but I think they blend in well enough.
Right.
It's not like, here's your fan service.
Right.
No, it's just like, hey,
oh, no.
This is an everyday thing, so
something to deal with.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Like it's part of the garbage. Deal with it.
Oh gosh.
But yeah. Anyways, yeah. I hope you liked it. Yeah, we'll see you next time with the what we'll be watching.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now, and next week, we'll having more of the audiobook. So yeah, keep tuned, keep watching anime, and we'll see you next time.
Matane.